All right, so in this next video, I went ahead and went through people's questions and found some of the more challenging ones because I wasn't getting any as I started doing more problems. So here are some of the ones that are a bit more challenging, okay? So it tells us the surface area of this cone is 942 square feet. It says, what is the slant height of the cone? All right, so this is one of the ones, oh, this is problem number 7, by the way. 7th one we've done together. What is the slant height? So first things first is I need the surface area of a cone formula. And so that formula is S equals pi RL plus pi R squared. All right, they give me the radius here, and remember IXL wants us to use 3.14 as pi. We don't know L, that's what we're trying to find. 3.14 times 10 squared. All right, and then it gives us the surface area, 942. All right, so there's a lot of things that I can calculate. So if I just look at the numbers themselves, those can be calculated. 314 times 10, I'm just going to rewrite this. That is 31.4 L plus 3.14 times 10 squared. 10 squared is 100, so that's really 3.14 times 100, which is 314. All right, next thing I'm going to do is move this 314 over. All right, so I have to do 942 minus 314, and that gives me 628 equals 31.4 L. Last step is I will divide both sides by 31.4, and it gives me the slant height is 20. So my slant height is 20 feet. Okay, so I had to use the formula first, plug in what I know, calculate what I know, use a little algebra skills to find my slant height. It was 20. All right, so this is number 8. It tells us the surface area of the cylinder, and it says what is the height. This is another one of those where I need to work backwards to find the height. So the surface area of a cylinder is 2 pi RH plus 2 pi R squared. Tells us the surface area is 14,695.2 equals 2 pi. My R is 39. We don't know H, so we put H. Plus 2 times 3.14, 39 squared. All right, so all I did was plug in all the numbers. It looks big and ugly, but it's just some multiplication. So I need to do 2 times 3.14 times 39. All right, and then I'll just copy this down because I haven't touched it yet. And I get 244.92 H plus 2 times 3.14 times 39 squared. That is 9,551.88. All right. From here, I need to get H by itself, so I'm going to subtract the 9,551 over. That way I can cross it out. Whatever I get is equal to, I'm just bringing this down. I haven't done any calculations yet. 14,695.2 minus 9,551.88. So I get 5143.32 divided by 244.92. That way I can get rid of it and get my height. And it comes out to a nice even number, 21. 21. All right. So we write our formula down, we plug in what we know, and we solve for what we don't know. So that was the 8th one we have done together. I'm not sure what score that would have given me by now, but we stopped at a 40. And then once I started answering questions again, it reset my progress. So this is why I just printed some of the challenging ones. Okay, The surface area of this cube is 600 square millimeters. What is the volume? So remember, the surface area of a prism is pH plus 2b. That's fine too, except this is a cube, so think about it. If I want to find the surface area of a cube, I know this is a side length, this is a side length. All right, let me just write the words out. I don't want y'all to get mixed up with the letters. Let's call them X, all right? This is X and this is X. We don't know how big it is. But if we found the surface area, we would have to do X times X. That would give me some number here, right? And there's 6 faces on a cube. So this is like a simpler way, all right? So if I want to find the surface area of a cube, it would be X times X times 6. All right, so my surface area is 6 times x squared, whatever number this is. We don't know yet. But it's telling us S is 600, so I can solve for it. All right, so I'll divide both sides by 6, and when I do that, I get 100 equals x squared. So this big B right here is 100. To find the side length, I would square root it, and I would get my side length is equal to 10. I'm not done yet because it's only asking me for the volume, and all I've found is the side length. So this is my side length of my cube. All right, so that means every single side here is 10. All right, so we scrapped that because I found an easier way. You can still use this. It would just be a bigger, uglier equation. All right, so each of my side lengths are 10. Let's use our volume formula. Volume of a prism is big B times H. Well, big B, let me get a darker marker so we can see. If this is 10 and this is 10, that means big B is 100. This is 100. All of them are 100, right? So my big B is 100. Big B is 100 because the side lengths are 10. The height, again, is 10. Volume is big B times H, which is 1,000. All right, so my surface area was 600. What I had to do was kind of solve and figure out what my side lengths were. Once I found my side length, I plugged that into my volume formula. Another way to do it for cubes or rectangular prisms is length times width times height, which would be 10 times 10 times 10. Or you could find big B, which is what we did, times the height, and we got 1,000. All right, here's another challenging one. This will be our 10th problem together. The volume of this sphere is 113.04. That's some clues there. I need to plug in some stuff into my formula. Here's my formula for volume of a sphere, by the way. So it says, what is the surface area of the sphere? Well, if you notice, they didn't give us the radius. So we need to find it. 113.04 equals 4 times 3.14 times r cubed divided by 3. From here, I want to cancel out that fraction, so I need to multiply both sides by 3. 113.04 times 3 is going to be 339.12. If I multiply this whole thing by 3, these go away. And I'm left with 4 times pi, which is 12.56 r cubed. Divide both sides by that 12.56. All right, 339.12 divided by 12.56. And I get r cubed equals 27. All right, so that means a number times itself is 27. Couple different ways you can do this. So if you were here and you had calculators, or if you have one at home, you would use this. 27 to the 1/3 power. Oops, not 1/30th. 1/3 power. And it gives me my radius is 3. All right, you can plug this into Wolfram alpha if you'd like, but you have to know what to type in. So Wolfram alpha, you would say r cubed equals 27. And it would solve it for you. It would solve for r. R is equal to 3. because 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. All right, but we are not done. All we did was find the radius. Yes, I know it's a lot of work. All right, so we need to find the surface area. Now, surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r squared. We found r. So 4 times 3.14 times 3 squared. All right, 4 times 3.14 times 3 squared. Let me do that on my calculator. 36 times 2.14. And I'm getting 113.04. So my surface area, based on my volume, is 113.04. So I used volume, I worked backwards, I found the radius. Once I did that, I plugged that radius into my surface area formula, and I get 113.04 square yards. All right, we have a little bit of time. The volume of this cone is 678.24 cubic centimeters. So first things first, write volume of your cone formula. Pi r squared h divided by 3. All right, it gives me the volume, so I need to plug that in. 678.24 equals 3.14. Gives me the radius. My radius is 6. We don't know the height. That's what we're looking for. All right, so r squared h. All right, so I'm going to cancel out that fraction by multiplying both sides by 3. When I do that, my fractions will cancel out, and I get 2034.72 equals 3.14, so these canceled. And so I've got 3.14 times 6 squared, which is 36. So that's 113.04h. Divide both sides by 113.04. 113.04, and I'm getting a height of 18 exactly. A height of 18. All right. Let's see, I have about a minute and a half left on this video. Let me rush through our 12th problem together. Okay. So it tells us the surface area of this rectangular prism is 750 square millimeters. What is the volume? Okay, so last one, I don't think I'm going to have time. Let me stop this video and make a third.